All right, and this is Real Talk with Real Metalheads. I am the Metal God 666 here, and bringing to you, as always,
me. Not gonna go down this route again. It's me, Christopher. I got a new channel, so it's no longer Metal Maniac 40 as you used to know me as. I'm not one of these people that showboat and advertise myself, so I won't tell you my new channel. If you want to find my new channel, look for it yourself. I'm sure you'll figure it out. But yeah, you'll have to guess my new channel. Go on then.
Nobody will ever guess that one. Never find that one. No, never. All right. Anyways, well, bringing you another episode of Real Talk, and we got some real doozies here, folks. Okay. I don't know why. Always something dealing with Texas. I have no clue why, but apparently that they now are putting in the textbooks that basically Moses being one of the founding fathers in the history books. It says right here in the article, Christian conservatives win, children lose. Texas textbooks will teach public school students, and those were public school, not private school, will teach that the founding fathers based the Constitution on the Bible, and the American system of democracy was inspired by Moses. The fuck? I mean,
my mind's just boggled by this nonsense. But go on, I want to hear your opinion on this first, dude.
This is not even close to being right. I mean, yeah, a private school would be a different story. If it was like a Christian private school, then, fine, whatever, teach whatever the fuck you want to. You want to teach in a private school, you want to teach that, the fucking Adam and Eve and, the Bible, whatever. I don't care as a private school, but it boils down to being a public school. This is, it should not matter what you as a person, shouldn't have influence on something that's not true. You're teaching them false history. It's beyond not even right. I mean, were kids going to learn 200 years from now? And then of course they're also trying to basically kind of tone down and kind of whitewash history books. Not only this, but they're trying to tone down a lot of stuff, a lot of the quote unquote bad stuff that we did. And what are kids going to be like in 200 or 300 years? Now, of course, I'm not going to be here, and of course, I'm pretty sure that nobody else that's on YouTube right now, or any of us are going to be around then. But it makes me wonder, what is it going to be?
We could be. I mean, scientists could find a way of making us live longer, but if we aren't, it's a great possibility that we aren't, put it that way. It's not going to be nice for because think about it, if we, have kids and they carry on our family name, it's going to be our future family that are going to be put into these situations where they're not going to know the right history, they're not going to know things, and you wouldn't want that, would you, for your future?
Exactly. I mean, I don't want, somebody, to actually not know real history, because, then that means it's going to be doomed to repeat itself, which is definitely not something I want. You need to learn about all the things, all the things that have happened, the good, the bad, the ugly, the whatever. It doesn't matter. You should at least have a knowledge of it, not, be sugarcoating everything and just, and basically just making stuff up. This, like I said, and this is also being a public school, so that means tax dollars are going to this. It's just not right.
It is, what you said is really wrong, and bringing up a good point there about taxpayers. There's the money's going on this. It's like a waste of money when they could be putting that money towards better education and better things. And They're just
and they
teaching.
get a whole new. They have to get whole new textbooks also. And what are they going to do with all these old textbooks that have actual history in them? What are they going to do to them? They're, of
Probably
course they're
wipe
going to
their
get
ass with.
destroyed. And that's a complete waste of of trees.
They'll probably just use it as toilet paper, but it's pretty bad if they do that, because that's insulting. That's doing that to real history books, wiping your bum with it, because and then replacing it with this bullshit. That's just insulting, and that's just insulting to humans in general, our intellect. It just goes to show we're not progressing, we're actually regressing. And
exactly, we're not evolving. And look at all the great technology. Look how far we've come as society. And people want to claim there's not evolution, but it's literally is just it's there. I mean, look how far we come. Even I mean, look at the movie Back to the Future. Something like talking on Skype or something like that was just so far fetched. It's basically a lot of stuff in Back to the Future movie has became reality. Too. So
things are
it's
possible.
so far fetched. Some of the stuff that they put in there is so far fetched that you wouldn't think that it was going to be real, and
some things are possible though, and we've proved it with our minds. That's the thing about our minds. It's just it's a very powerful device, and you got to use it the right way, because with such power comes great responsibility. Do you know where that comes from? that quote. But yeah, it's true. You have to think about it with a mind. Think about Hitler. One mind controlled all them people, done all that terrible stuff.
You got Charles Manson. They killed that basically taught these people into killing these people for him. It's crazy. I think one person can change everything.
Exactly. And with these minds now, it's like they're doing this, and they're ruining education, ruining people's futures in a way, because if they're not getting the right education, how are they going to get a successful career in the future and something that they'd want to do? That's
then all right, say for instance they do teach these kids this in Texas, right? Okay, not every place is going to be like Texas, and they say for instance they go to college somewhere. Okay, let's say for instance they somehow they got really say they're actually an intelligent person, right? But they're taught this stuff and they believe it, right? And then they go off to college somewhere, that teaches them correct history. Their mind's going to be blown, or they're either going to reject it outright, just reject it. So it makes me wonder, if somebody, I don't know, their colleges are going to do this, but colleges have do something like this too. Then you got somebody that goes to their school, or say for instance somebody from another state, their family moves to Texas and they start doing their schooling, and they're teaching them this. They're just going to be like, wait, no, this is not right. And they're just going to be confused.
And then it's going to be a point where they might take action and they might sue them, because they could do that.
And it's just it boggles my mind to just to see this stuff. And like I said, I'm not a taxpayer of Texas or anything like that, but
it's just like you look at it.
Why would somebody want this in their in their textbooks? It's
not
just mind blowing.
It's the people that want it in the textbooks. Obviously, they're religious, and they want to impose that because they want to. Because in their minds, they want to get as many people into the religion as possible, because they think that it's the only way. It's all this thing like Armageddon. They need to gather everyone to save you. It's crazy.
And there's like 5 million different religions. I mean, really out there, So it's. Uh,
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm gonna like put some of my personal beliefs out there. I I don't believe that any of these gods that they talk about in all these religions exist. None of them do. I'm not going to say there isn't a god. There could be something up there. You can't prove anything.
That just makes much more sense, than saying there is one. It's like, okay, well, But of course, we could save that for another complete.
We could, yeah.
Let's do a whole series on that.
But my point is, it's like, this is bullshit, what they're doing. So I'm not going to just sit here and be like, yeah, I can easily ignore that, because no, we got to speak out about it.
I'm not from Texas. I don't. I know people from Texas. I've been to Texas before. I've had some schooling out there. And it's not the right place. It's not bad. But just basically just to sit by and just let stuff happen, without saying anything, it's just as bad as almost as bad as like actually agreeing with it,
It is, but it's like we're doing this series to tackle things from anywhere around the world, and we're just going to give you our opinions on just what we think of this, and we do have a right to talk about this, and we should. Maybe someone who might be watching this from Texas, we might bring some kind of, change your opinion or help you in some way with something that we've said. It's all about getting our points across and trying to make a difference and impact. I just think that this idea is just completely wrong. I couldn't imagine it actually being put into place, and if it is, then that's when I'll be starting to worry about things in general and about what the future holds.
Well, it's basically is. I mean, it started in Texas, so I don't know. It's basically it's pretty much just Christianity fundamentalism, trying to turn the U.S. into basically what Islamic countries are. I'm pretty sure if they had their way, I'm pretty sure they would try to enforce something along the lines of like Sharia law, but it'd be Christian law, and they would it'd be fucking terrible.
Yeah, imagine that. It's like they have a new Christian law. It's like anyone caught masturbating is going to basically be imprisoned for the rest of their life. Like anyone sinning, then it's all of a sudden a crime and you get jail time for it. You know what I mean? It's like you can't even like watch porn anymore because they're monitoring the sites. They're like you get a knock at the door. You've been looking at female porn, you have. Right, get down the station with me, mate. You know what I mean? I just couldn't imagine that.
That would be hilarious. That'd be so funny. Like, this person's in jail for fapping to female porn.
And then you get people who will probably look at bestiality. I wonder how much they'd get. It's like, God brought you these creatures for a reason. These beautiful creatures are here for a reason, So I'm going to make the most of it. But go on. What are you going to say?
That's just it, it's them trying to force their religion upon everybody else and trying to change truth. You can't change truth. It's
truth is truth. It can't be. It's impossible. You can't.
Exactly. Opinions are opinions, but facts are facts. You can't. An opinion can never be a fact.
Exactly. And it's all good and all that, like, people have their opinions, but what you got to think about is when you're deceiving and lying to people, that's actually a crime, in my opinion. It's a bad thing to do, and it's like you're not letting them know what they should be knowing, and they should be knowing that if they're living in their country, they should know their history properly, and they should know everything. They shouldn't be learning false stuff and, you know, being lied to like this. It's just, in my opinion, it's injustice. You know, it's really.
Well, anyways, you want to move on? We want to move on to our next exciting topic.
Yeah, man. Let's move on to our next topic. Recording.
All right, and this is some crazy, wacky conspiracy theorists. I know they've got a lot of crazy ones, but this one just caught my eye, and I went starting to read it. I literally face palmed in the middle of reading this thing. I'm just like, oh my god, you can't be serious. It took me a few tries to try to read through all the stupidity in there. Okay, but basically, the U.S. government is trying to cause war with the American people. The insane amounts of quantity of government ammo purchased at one point, and they want to seriously they think that the U.S. government is stockpiling ammo to basically start killing off U.S. people. And who are they training? Who's the U.S. government training by chance? Oh, none other than Nazis, the KKK, some gangsters, some child porn makers. I'm just like, wait, what? Are you serious? They actually think that the government is arming child pornographer makers, gangsters, and Nazis to destroy the people in the U.S.
My mind is literally, it's like, I don't know what to think right now. It's just like, I feel like, as you're talking about
it. Here we go. Like, I'm sorry. I found it in the article. So here we go. Like, the Homeland Security is training a domestic army, an army of pedophiles, perverts, child porn distributors, drug dealers, and Nazis.
I mean, this makes no sense. Alright, first of all, logically speaking, why would the government want these scumbags to, you know, why would they, like, hire them for any of this anyway? And to take out, you know, citizens, you know, it just doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? So if all these people took out, like, you know, all the citizens, would just be left with paedophiles, would be left with drug dealers, would be left with all these, you know, types of people, and the government will then, like, it will just be the government and all these people, these types of people, on, you know, it makes no sense. Why would they want that?
NWO and the Illuminati and also shit when there's no such thing. The only NWO is the one that was in WCW back in the late '90s with Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and all the other a fuck ton of other WCW wrestlers. Jesus Christ, too many fucking people to name. I'll be here all show just naming off people that are in the NWO, but yeah, that's the only real one. And of course they think they want to put them in like FEMA camps or something too. I'm like, the fuck.
Illuminati, you know what I mean? People always talk about it. It's just, you know, it makes me wonder. It's like you got the Illuminati and then you got stuff like this. I'm not surprised that people are thinking this when they actually believe that the Illuminati exists. So, you know, at the same time, it's like, well, if people are believing stuff like that, then what's to say that they're not going to be thinking about stuff like this and taking this seriously? So yeah, it does make you think, you know, how does someone possibly think that this is like actually going to happen? How do people sit there and use their mind and they actually think in their head, the government are out there to get us, the government are going to shoot us down? and they're going to
And
use.
the true ironic part of this, right? They're like the only they say in the article they sort of say the only logical conclusion is that the government's trying to kill people, trying to kill
That's not
people.
even logical. That's illogical. That that's just it's laughable. You know.
It's not even laughing.
Oh,
They actually say that in the article. I couldn't get over that they actually use the words. I don't think they even know what those words mean.
I'm surprised if they know what them words mean, because conclusion's a pretty big word, to be honest with you, for them. You know, conclusion. You think about
I thought it'd be a little bit above their
vocabulary.
intelligence.
Yeah, their vocabulary,
And
their
vocabulary, yeah,
intelligence.
that too. You know, because they got some very short vocabulary, and you know, we just live in our nice trailer park, and yeehaw.
I just find it funny that you got foreigners that know the language better than native speakers.
Yes, it's crazy. It's like I have a friend, right? He's French, right? English is, of course, his second language, right? He actually could spell my last name properly. I get people from the U.S. The English is their language, and they can't even. Sometimes they can't even pronounce my last name, let alone even spell it. And it's not even like it's that difficult of a name, you know. It's not like like one of my old last friends' names, you know, was like Jajuski. You know, it's a little more difficult to say than mine, you know.
Even that's not really that difficult if you think about it. It's just crazy. I mean, IQ level.
The spelling. If you look at the spelling, it's pretty crazy though. You're like, how the fuck do you say that?
No, I mean, I will.
It's not that difficult, but yeah, you know, there's people over here, you know, that they're in Japan, you know, the Japanese is their main language, but they speak English and know English better than pretty much most Americans.
You know, though, I will say this: it's in Britain, it's pretty bad as well. You know, it's.
Yeah.
I'd say sometimes it's worse because some of the people I've seen can barely get across what they want to say, but I can justify it in some ways. Some people you have to think they might have dyslexia, so you got to take that into consideration. But not everyone can.
If they have something mentally wrong, actually mentally wrong with them, then that's fine. They have an actual reason.
But then it comes to a point where it's like, hang on, everyone near enough around here has it. There's no way that it can be this common. It's just them being stupid. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when I get comments from people who I don't know on something, and I'm talking to people on the internet, and they might have bad like grammar or spelling, I do think they might be dyslexic, so I'm going to not say much to them on that, you know. But people who I speak to, and they're there, and then I'm speaking to people who are, like I said, from foreign countries who have it as a second language, and they know the contraction "you're," which is "you are" combined, which people use the possessive form, and they know that. I actually think to myself, wow, they know that, yet so many people here don't know that. You know what I mean? It's like a simple thing.
Most people don't even know what proper grammar is. You're like, what the fuck? You don't know the difference between your and your, you know? And your. It's like, how do you not know that?
I don't know, man. It's crazy. I mean, I'll say, but when I was younger, I didn't know, but, you know, I was young, but.
Yeah, exactly. When you were like a little kid, then yeah, it's understandable, but, you know. Anyways, I still can't get over these crackpots that actually think that the government is going to do that to them.
I think we're dealing with three types of people here. We're dealing with people who are psychotic. They're, you know, not right in the head.
Yeah.
Dumb people, or really gullible people who have heard this off other people, and they're like, it must be true if he said that. You know what I mean?
People that believe in like Alex Jones and Fox News, or like the real meal deal Holyfield.
But what really upset me was when Dave Mustaine was associating, well, he associates with Alex Jones, and that does
Yeah,
upset me because,
yeah.
you know, Dave Mustaine's a really clever guy, and he's,
I blame it on AA and the amount of drugs he used to do. The
yeah.
amount of drugs he used to do, you know, they warped his brain, and you know,
So you
yeah.
wouldn't think that if he was younger, he would associate with someone like Alex Jones, because you wouldn't think, would
No.
you? Like now, it's like he'll talk to anyone. He'll probably talk to his own slipper. He'll go up to his slipper and he'll be like, "You're right, slipper. Fancy putting you on, mate. What do you think?" "Yeah, you can put me on if you want." Yeah, because he's gone that crazy.
Oh well, he's still good. He's still a good performer
He's
nonetheless.
still
So.
good. Yeah, he delivers. But go on, this is irrelevant.
But yeah, it's like the same people that probably the same people that are like the Fox News viewers, the people that actually think Fox News is real news when in actual reality it's not. Even though they're somehow the most trusted name in news, and they're the least trusted name in news.
It makes no sense, does it? It's like,
How is that possible? No,
well, the
they do
people who are
polls.
dumb and gullible believe it, but the people who have an actual thinking mind, you know, obviously will not fall for it, and they'll look into it more.
Exactly, it's comedy. It's just comedy to us. You know, like I like. You know, I see some different people bringing up, you know, like stuff from like Fox News. They're like, "Oh, you have to see this because it's so fucking stupid." You're just like, man, what the fuck?
But should I tell you
Still
something that's
can't get it.
really bad news-wise here? You get celebrity stuff on news now. It's like, how is this news? Like, so-and-so's had a breakup with, you know, like Justin Bieber. He was on the news about having a breakup before, and I'm like, there's so much going on in the world. You got famine, you
That's
got
just like they're
war.
trying to draw in ratings.
But think about it,
Right.
dude. You've got famine, you've got war, you've got all this crazy stuff going on, terrorism, and this is
Yeah.
more important to them. Justin Bieber having a breakup with someone. You know what I mean? It gets
Yeah,
to a
no.
point where it's like, this isn't even news now. This is just like, you know, this is like, you know, you get them stupid little magazines, these teenager magazines.
Yeah.
That's the stuff you expect to see in them, not on the news.
Exactly.
You know.
Unless they're just a tabloid news place, then that would be the reason why it would be on there. But if it was on like regular news, then no, it has no place on there.
I just, sometimes I sit here and I think to myself, do I want to carry on my existence knowing that I'm in a species like this? But then I think about it and I think, well, I've got the metal gods, you know, you got to think about people like that exist, and that kind of makes you want to hang on.
There's some good people in the world, you know, some good actual intelligent people. So I mean, it's not all bad.
Yeah, once you meet them, then your life.
I think I might would have to like in my life, the whole world was just like those people.
But yeah, like, is there anything else you want to say on this other than it's really stupid and these conspiracy theorists don't know what they're going on about? And
I think we pretty much have touched on that one.
it's a quick one. All we have to say is people are gullible and are stupid and do not believe this nonsense, and that's it really. That's the whole thing covered.
There you go. You gave them the cliff notes of it, you know, so they want to just fast forward, find the cliff notes. Okay, there you go. Bam.
There we go.
All right, and our last topic of this exciting episode is about net neutrality. Now, most people don't even know what net neutrality is, and of course, then you have people that basically that are just mind-blowingly fucking stupid. All right. Anyways, I'll break it down. I'll break it down for you in case you don't know what exactly is net neutrality and everything about it. So basically, right now, that's the way the internet's set up, is basically where everybody has equal bandwidth. So say for instance, you starting up a website, right? Say for instance, somebody starts up a website, that rivals, that's trying to rival, YouTube or something, right? Okay, they have the same exact bandwidth as YouTube, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to basically make it so it'll basically break the internet. Is basically, whoever has, like, you want your site to have more bandwidth? Oh, guess what? You're gonna have to pay for it, and basically that'll pretty much end the internet. So the people, so the person just starting out has no chance whatsoever. Their site will run like 56K for those of you who actually remember the internet back in like 56K days and how slow that was. Basically, I'll give you a little clue as to how long that actually took. If you wanted to like just load up a page, we're talking like, say for instance, you're just loading up, Yahoo or Google or whatever site that you want, right? You're going on, right? You're gonna have to literally wait 5 minutes. 5 minutes. At peak time when nobody was hardly on, like maybe around like 2 or 3 in the morning, it might take maybe around 3 minutes, okay, to load up a page. There's not a lot of people on. Now, basically right now as it stands, everybody has equal. You wouldn't have even half the things you do on the internet if it wasn't for the internet basically being the way it is right now. Everybody would still be using MySpace or even there were some sites before that, such as like Bolt, or somebody was still using Bolt or some other thing, but then somebody come along like Mark Zuckerberg and created Facebook and basically took over, and you wouldn't have YouTube. There's a lot of things you wouldn't have on the internet if it wasn't. Whether you like these things or not, it doesn't matter. It basically the internet helped open the door to these people.
Not just that though, dude. It's like, you think about it. This video now is going on YouTube, and you'd need to have great internet connection, and people who want to watch it as well would need great internet connection. Imagine how long it would take to load up the video, how much memory that would take.
Geez, I don't think I even watched the video back from like 56K days. I know for a fact downloading a single song, took about 15 minutes.
I mean, it only takes like
I could download whole discographies.
I can download a discography for like at least, it could be like Metallica, who have a massive discography, loads of albums.
No, more than that. Go with the Rolling Stones or the Beatles.
Yeah, you could get that within like a few minutes.
Catalog, and you could potentially get their entire discography
in a couple of minutes.
And literally, we're depending on how fast your internet is. You could possibly, a couple of minutes to like maybe 10 minutes maximum.
Just one song though, imagine that, having to download individually each song you want. It'd take you weeks. Think about how much music we listen to, But you buy your CDs, of course, but some people who can't afford it, like me, who have no choice in the matter.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I was looking up like this video on Dreamcast and internet browser and that, and someone going on it and how slow that was and how old it was.
That's 56. That's a 56K modem that's installed there. But that was literally groundbreaking when that came out. That was literally a way too far ahead of its time. Even graphically, it looked phenomenal. But yeah, that's 56K. And then of course you have to deal up with the fucking dial-up tone, which sounds like fucking dub. That might be why I don't like dubstep very much.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Sounds like a fax
But yeah,
machine
it
getting
really
rained.
does sound like that. It has that. And then if somebody makes a phone call to your house, oh, guess what? You're disconnected.
But
Yeah, so.
thinking about
But
it,
anyways,
go on.
back onto the whole net neutrality, and then you got some people like Ted Cruz, which is basically they're trying basically called the internet as it stands right now. It basically called the internet was like the Obamacare of it's like Obamacare, and then basically what he wants to do while pretending to be on our side, he's like I want to put a ban on all adult entertainment and online shopping to have tax. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, so basically he's being unconstitutional, but yet these people want to claim that they're all about the Constitution and blah 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 blah. No, because that stuff, no, not the whole, no sales tax online, thing, but the whole adult industry and stuff like that is protected under the First Amendment.
Exactly.
So whether you like it or not, it doesn't fucking matter.
But he's like, obviously people who don't use their mind properly and they don't look into it like this, they're obviously going to not notice that. They're not going to notice their own constitution, and they're not going to notice what the First Amendment, what right that gives them. They're not going to, think of it like that, because some people just, they don't look at it like that. They don't look into it like in the depth. They just think, oh, this guy's doing this and this, alright then. But people like us who obviously use the internet, like, this is literally most of my life I use the internet for, like, it takes up the majority of my life.
Everybody uses it. Everybody and their grandmother uses the internet,
Yeah, I mean, my nan, she's got Facebook, and my parents won't get it because the drama it causes, but everyone near enough uses it. But thinking about it though, it is pretty ridiculous. It is ridiculous that this person's saying this stuff. Again, it's just not fair enough. And how he tries to.
He's like, he's in Texas.
Texas again. Oh man, Texas are getting a lot of crap.
Texas, no, we do not hate Texas. Just to be fair to anybody listening out there, we do not hate Texas. No, it just happens to be these crazy fucking stories happen to come from Texas. Like there's also quite a bit from Florida also too. Yeah. But these are just the stories we found that were just the most outrageous things. But he's a senator there in Texas. He's a senator in Texas. And just like, what is up with that?
It's unfair, honestly. If I lived there, I'd be willing to move out straight away. It just seems to be the main area where everyone's, trying to impose all the most stupidest things ever, and unfortunately the people who live there suffer. Well,
yeah, there's quite a few smart people there. I know that for a fact.
Well, there's smart people everywhere and there's dumb people everywhere, really.
Yeah, exactly. There's dumb and smart people everywhere.
I think it comes down to genetics as well.
Yeah.
I think people can be genetically dumb. It just really depends. Like if they've not got a mind. I mean, look at people like Rain Man. He's got like a disability, but then he's really intelligent, and he can absorb information just like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Albert Einstein also is another one that he had a learning disability, but yeah, he did all that amazing stuff.
And
there's studies done to as crazy as like a lot of times people that like have like head injuries actually somehow excel in certain areas, like creativity areas. Like one guy, he had like a severely bad like head injury, right? But yet he can sit there and play an instrument almost like a perfection, like he's been playing for like ages, and yeah, he's only been playing for like 10 minutes, and he could pick up and play, play guitar, and and be playing like Chuck Shoulder, and and pick up a bass and be able to play like Alex Webster, and so on and so forth,
But then there's this person as well who had an accident and it affected part of their brain, and they can tell you any day and day where a specific event happened. They can, like, you say to them, when did this happen? They can tell you the date, the time, what day of the week it was, any event. It just happened. They had this accident, and their mind could just do that for some reason.
Superhuman.
It made them superhuman. It's kind of like Spider-Man. Like, mention Spider-Man again here, but when it's like the spider bites him and all of a sudden he's got a six-pack and he's hench and he can do all this stuff. He's like some kind of super being now. You know what I mean? It can happen.
Exactly.
I don't encourage anyone to smash their face off a wall.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely don't encourage you to smash your face and just so you say, "Ooh, I want to try to get superpowers."
Yeah,
we're just saying, freak accidents happen. Stuff happens. But
don't start mutilating your genitalia. That won't help you at all. I don't know if that would help anyway.
You cut your dick off and throw it at a cop. That's pretty distracting. That's happened.
That's
one guy did that. Cut his dick off while he was getting ran by the cops. He just cut his dick off and threw it at him. I mean, really? How do you continue a chase? What call number is that? I'm chasing the. All right. This is officer blah blah blah. I'm in the pursuit of the suspect, and then you hear, oh fuck! What was that? I just got hit by a fucking dick. What the hell?
That's ridiculous, isn't it? No, that does sound hilarious, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta be mashed up, haven't you, to do something like that? You've literally deprived yourself of sex.
It falls along the lines of somewhere between genius and stupidity. It walks that fine line, and it's funny that. I still want to know what call number was that. You got 10-4 means like okay. You have this number. This means that. Well, what code is that? Did they have to make up a new code after that?
It's like, so they're teaching. Let's say someone's going into the industry. Like they want to be a cop, and they want to learn obviously all the codes. And they're like, so this code, this is a recent one we've added to the system. This code you say if someone throws a dick at you. He's like, okay. Crazy, isn't it?
Oh man. Oh man. But anyways, I know we tend to get off topic a lot.
It needs to happen sometimes.
But hey, that's what we do. I'm sorry.
It's our show. It's just our way that we present our show. We provide content differently to other people. It's just how we roll.
Exactly. We just roll with it. But anyways, back on to the stupid people. When he's talking about online sales tax, I know you don't really. I don't know if you really have to deal with it or not.
No.
Have to pay, tax on, whatever. Like here in Japan, whatever the price this says on there, that's what it's going to be. The tax is already included. You don't have to worry about it. But with online sales tax, right? Especially the U.S., it literally depends on what state you're in as to what your tax you're going to pay. So how would they do this? If they were to, with the online sales tax, they would have to go by, wherever you're shipping it to is what sales tax you pay. I mean, or is they going to do just a general sales tax or what? It makes no sense. I mean, think about it. Some businesses are, U.S. businesses. Maybe when maybe you have record labels that distribute albums all over the world, and maybe those record labels definitely not part of the U.S. Would they now, since somebody bought something from the U.S., would they have to pay sales tax and pay that to have that company that's in another country pay the fucking U.S. to to be able to ship there? I mean, it makes no.
It's pretty weird, isn't it? How that transaction would happen? It's
because I know, I was in Seattle. Actually, I'm sorry, I was in Bangor, Washington, and also there in Seattle also too. But been over there, both those places, out there for a minute. But I went to the store to buy a CD, and I'm like, and this is how I knew out of touch I'd been with the U.S. and their sales tax. I'm so used to seeing here, seeing hey, this says this is 1,500 yen, so basically $15 if you're outside if you're in the U.S., whatever, about $15, whatever. And so when I see that, it's automatically, I know, boom, okay, I have this amount, boom, here you go, plop it down on the counter. You don't have to wait, you just go ahead, plop your money down. You know what it's going to be. You're somewhere else in the U.S., you have no clue, especially you have no clue what the sales tax is in that area, because fucking Jesus Christ, sales tax in Washington is outrageous. That CD that I bought that said, I think it was, because it was on sale, it was a brand new CD, it just came out, and I was like, oh, cool, fuck yeah, it's on sale, like, it said $9.99. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, of course I had more than that, Oh, but I think it came to almost $15. I was like, my mouth, I literally dropped. I was like, what was I? Wait, what? It's how much? Excuse me? He's like, oh, well, it's for the roads. I'm like, I don't drive on your roads. I don't drive on your roads.
That's 50% interest if you think about it.
Yeah, no, it's fucking outrageous. I was just like, wait, what the fuck? But then you go to Texas, and it's a different sales tax. You go to North Carolina, it's a different sales tax. You go to Virginia, everywhere in the U.S. is a different sales tax, and it's just like, it makes no sense to me now.
No, it doesn't.
I've seen an article, talking about things that people from like foreign countries say about the U.S. It just doesn't make sense. That is one of them, and I'm 100% agree with it. Especially if I'd never been outside the U.S., it'd be just a normal thing. To me, like when I was there, but now being outside it makes no
sense.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense to why have that. Why not just have one price, have the tax already included, and hell, do like they do here in Japan, which makes fucking perfect sense. They actually include their tip to the waiter or waitress. They include it in with the meal price. So I don't get it,
Well, when me and my brother, he took me and his partner out to eat, and we went to this place, and obviously it's not mandatory to pay a tip. It's just you can do it if you feel like it. Well, my brother paid the bill, and they gave us I think it was 3p change, which isn't much at all, and he gave them he said to them, you can keep the 3p, that's your tip. So he gave them only 3p tip, which is really bad. So he done that as a joke, really, to take the mick. It's like, it is 3p as your tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's say, this question we asked you. So you could give them any amount of money you want for a tip.
No, what, here in Japan? Oh,
yeah.
In the U.S.? Oh,
no,
the US?
in Japan.
Yeah.
But in Japan,
you're supposed to go by your bill rate, and I don't remember exactly how much. I want to say it's between 5%, or 3% of your bill, unless of course you have a party over like 8 people or something like that, and then there's automatically like a certain amount. I forgot, but yeah, you but you don't have to. You can tip however you want to, absolutely, you know. But how like I normally did it, you know, when I was in the States, I normally go by, you know, what service did I get? If I got really excellent service, then absolutely I'll tip very well. But if it's really shitty service, you know, of course not. I won't tip you. Hell, you'd be lucky. You're lucky if you get a penny from me.
Just
I'll still
take a shit and leave it there and say this is your tip.
Regardless, you know. I'll still tip them something regardless of how my service is. But you know,
the service is crap. I'd literally like, you know, give them a tip of what I think. I'd just leave my excrement there. I'd just shit there on the table, and then I'd walk out and I'd wipe my bum on like, you know, on their like curtains or something, you know. and then I'd walk out, and I'll probably get in trouble for exposing my naked bum.
Yeah, decent exposure,
and
a bunch of other shit.
And yeah, I'd probably be banned from there. And
oh, of course, no, they would love to have you come.
I'm pretty sure they would. I'd be invited to, like, if anyone's having a birthday party, they want me to be involved at that place. It'd be like, this person.
If they're throwing a scat, of course, yes, they would love for you to come back.
Yeah, they want me to like engage in some kind of sexual activity with them. Then yeah, I'll definitely be up to that, you know. And I'd be happy to help them out if it's their birthday as well, you know, it's an important day. I'd be like, hey there, your birthday is it? It's a very special day for you. What I've got in store for you. Got a nice present here. Want to open it up? You know, it's my dick in a box.
Surprise!
Have you ever heard that song by The Lonely Island?
I don't think so.
It's called Dick in the Box, yeah. That's what I was referencing, just in case no one got it. So check that song out, so in case you don't get the reference. But not going off topic here. No, we never did this.
No, it was still kind of related, you know, somewhat
related.
But anyways, I think this will pretty much conclude our episode of. I hope everybody enjoyed it out there, and we'll definitely see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. No.
We're Batman, and if you're gay, then it'll be Batty Man.
Anyways, it's the Metal God 666 here signing out. Till you guys keep it metal.
Yeah, and this is me, Chris. Goodbye. Fuck off.